A warm good morning to all the participants for the 1 week faculty development program on holistic approaches towards disease, treatment, regulations, and pharmacological strategies. Once again, I welcome to all the participants for the day 5 of this program. Today, our speaker is Dr. Sabha Madam, who is working as Associate Professor, Sri Ramachandra Faculty of Pharmacy, Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education Research, deemed to be University, Porur, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. Madam completed her PhD from Sri Ramachandra University, Chennai on 2015, entitled as Preparation, Characterization, and Anti-Diabetic Efficiency of Nanoparticles of Natural Benzoquinone and its metal complexes, an approach under in vitro and in vivo animal model studies. And the madam completed her master's in industrial pharmacy from Annamalai University in 1999 with the first class with distinction. And madam completed her postgraduate B Pharmacy from Annamalai University, and she completed her diploma from the same Annamalai University. And the madam total has 18 years of research and academic experience. And madam, on her credentials, she achieved so many credentials. Let me enlist a few of the things. Madam received recently Mendele Training Certificate of Achievement from the Mendele, Netherlands for practicing good reference management skills and can use Mendele effectively on June 23rd, 2021. And so many other achievements are there. And then research, and the madam is having an area of interest in formulation and development, novel drug delivery system, and regulatory affairs. Madam got so many extramural and intramural projects also. Totally of 5 extramural projects are there, and 6 intramural projects are also there. And on her credentials, madam has more than 25 well-reputed national and international journals. And she got funding from the various sources also. Recently, in the year 2021, she got a funding of 53 lakhs from the Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi, FIST, with the level of O category, and the project entitled as Advances in Pharmaceutical Education and the Research. And she got another project also in the 2017, that is entitled as Ketoconazole Loaded Polymeric Nanosponges Incorporated into Topical Hydrogel from Dermatological Infections from the Effects Grant CSR Committee of Electrolab India Private Limited, Mumbai. And then the madam is also having enrolled in the various type of professional memberships, like lifetime member in the Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, APTI Bangalore, and the faculty of life member in the Society of Pharmaceutical Dissolution Sciences and Life Sciences of Antiviral Research Society. So like this, the madam is having so many credentials, and the time may not be permissible for me to give all the details regarding the madam. It's a great privilege for me to introduce the madam profile. So now it's a time to take over to the madam. Madam, Sabha madam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Happy morning to all.
Yeah. Please switch on your video also, madam.
Yes.
Yes, madam. We can able to see your screen, madam. Yeah.
Yes. Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, madam. Yes.
My voice is visible. Am I right?
Yes, madam. Your voice is clear, madam, and the screen is also visible, madam. You can continue this.
Once again, sir, whether it's moving, I'm just checking off. Moving?
Yeah, it is moving, madam. Moving.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Happy morning to all. Welcome to today's session. Hope everyone is safe. Many thanks, sir, for your professional way of introducing me. My heartfelt thanks goes to principal, management, and also Dr. V. Karunasri, Associate Professor and HOD Department of Pharmacology, KVSR Siddhartha College of Pharmacy. This online FTP to share about the topic herbal dossier preparation and submission. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your cordial invitation. With this few words, I would like to share my presentation. So I am working for Sri Ramachandra Faculty of Pharmacy. This is a private university, deemed university, and today's date is 26th of 2022. And my topic is herbal regulatory dossier preparation and submission. Next is before going into dossier preparation and submission process, let us have a quick look on drug discovery process, regulatory affair, and then dossier, and finally the preparation and submission. So the process goes like this. So you know that the drug discovery stage to clinical stage, how a hit molecule become a drug to a clinical patient. So here nearly minimum 10,000 to 30,000 substance has been screened. Only one receives approval after through high throughput screening, molecular modeling, etc. Nearly 4 to $11 billion, which has been spent during this development process, just drug discovery process. And few formulation failed during the drug discovery process. Finally, one receives the approval. So cycle goes like this. So here the molecule has 10,000 to 30,000 molecule has been screened. Then it has been one molecule which hit has been developed as a dosage form. Then it goes to the manufacturing site from the R&D department, that is pilot batch to the scale-up batch where it has been scaled up. Then it goes, once the manufacturing has finished, it will go to the warehousing area, whereby it goes to the distribution channel, then to the supply chain. Finally, this goes to the channel, the drug. It has to get the marketing approval, where the regulatory affair people plays a very important role. The regulatory affair is a backbone of any pharma industry nowadays, which acts as an interface between the pharma industry and the drug regulatory authority across the world. So RA professionals are highly responsible for life cycle of a product, that is from the synthesis of the active compound then finally to the marketing and to the post-approval activities also, that is more post-marketing surveillance also. Then what is a regulatory authority? Now comes what is a regulatory authority. So I'll just, since we all belong to some institution, so I just want to put here some institution scenario. So the students, they have applied for anything like BPharm or MPharm courses, programs. Okay, so they want to get the degree. So the institution, whatever the institution may be, they will they'll offer the degree at last once they finish off the course or program. The professor or a teacher who acts as a interface between the institution as well as the students. Okay, so they are only going to teach the subject. They are only going to conduct the exam. Finally, they say this particular person is qualified for BPharm degree or MPharm degree. Then the institution will give the degree. So the professor is an interface between the institution and a teacher. Like this, RA professional, that is a regulatory affair professional, is a interface between a regulatory authority and the pharma industry. I hope the regulatory authority is clear for you all. So the global scenario of any goods. So the regulatory affair focus on three aspects. What are the three aspects which we are going to look after now? First aspect is quality. Here comes the first one, that is your quality aspect. This is a quality herbal soap, which you can see here. But the second picture, which now you are going to see, is not a quality soap, which so many of them, they won't take up from the market. So quality is a basic parameter as well as a vital parameter. Every customer will look after this. Then next comes, second parameter is going to be the safety aspects. The safety in the COVID situation, we have also followed few safety. So this is with regard to the COVID, but as far as medication is concerned, it should be free from adverse effects, toxic effects. Okay, so it should be safer for administration. Next comes the third parameter. What the RA is looking after is efficacy. The efficacy is, it should be effective. You can see here a throw goes, an arrow goes out of the circle. But in the second picture, you can see the arrow goes inside the circle. So that is an effective throw. We want the effective medication. We want effective treatment for the disease or disorder. So the product should be efficacy. So totally, we want quality, safety, efficacy product. So in a regulatory authority, we have got different types of market, like regulated market, semi-regulated market, non-regulated market. The regulated market is where they follow a stringent procedure. The non-regulated market, they follow a basic procedure. But in case of your semi-regulated market, it is in between these two, regulated and non-regulated. They won't follow much stringent procedure, and they will also follow the basic steps, guidelines, rules, regulation, which is required to submit a dossier, which is required to get a marketing approval. So that's what is required. So to follow this procedure, the good practices is required for 24 hours into 7 days. Wherever you go, like in the manufacturing setup, you have to go for a GMP, good manufacturing practice. In the laboratory, the good laboratory practice has to be followed. In the clinical setup, good clinical practice has to be followed. So everywhere, wherever, in the documentation, for example, the dossier preparation, good documentation practice is must. So wherever the regulatory authority involves, okay. So wherever the drug product comes through the cycle till to the patient, there you have to follow your good practices 24 into regulate. One is quality, second one is safety, third one is efficacy. If these three parameters is okay for you, then your product is accepted. So all goods can be accepted by these three parameters. So you can now see three girls which are similar in appearance. But the outsider, we cannot able to differentiate who is X, who is Y, and who is Z. But the parents can differentiate between these three girls. So there will not be much difference between an innovator and a generic product. The innovator product is the first product, that is a brand product. The generic product is the copycat version of the innovator product. Okay. So here you know the innovator product and generic product, there should not be much difference. Only slight differences is allowed, which can be like a color or a shape or a marking or a packing, labeling according to the regulatory requirements. So that is allowed, but they should have the same API, same strength, same quality, safety, efficacy profile. So you have always a customer require a high quality product, and it should be at low cost. That's why the quality comes first, then only the low cost. Because the low cost only can be affordable by all classes of people, like rich, poor, intermediate people, middle class, or family members. They can afford the quality products. So it has to be in low cost, and also high quality product is expected at the end. So what is the relevant regulatory body? Regulatory body of the country for approval of drugs. Since we belong to India, the CDSCO, that is Central Drug Standard Control Organization, and next comes your US FDA. Yesterday ma'am also told that is it's a big brother, okay, of the family, like US FDA. Okay, then comes your Europe Union. Okay, here European Medical Agency is a regulatory authority for Europe Union, which consists of nearly 28 states. And then United Kingdom, UK, MHRA, that is Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency. Then Therapeutic Good Administration for Australia. These are the main regulated markets: USA, EMA, MHRA, and TGA. And nowadays there is not much non-regulated market is available, because most of them are regulated market only. Most of them is following guidelines, rules. We cannot able to violate the regulatory guidelines or rules. Okay, so most of them is a regulated market, but earlier this they follow very stringent rule when comparative to the rest of the world regulatory authority. So the regulatory authority, as we have seen with the clock, here also the RA. Okay, so RA is a bridge between industry and the regulatory agency for getting approval of pharmaceutical products for human use. and also to follow the guidelines to market the drugs. So these are all the regulatory guidelines which we have seen, and this is a flag or a logo which is related to the regulatory authority: US FDA, India, European Agency, Australia, Japan, and MOH. And according to the regulatory body, anything the drug can be classified as new biological products, herbal medicines, veterinary drugs, stem cell products, over-the-counter products, etc. Okay, so here comes your herbal products. So the herbal medicines, okay, the herbal medicines are the phytomedicine, which all of you know. This is a traditional medicine and oldest medicine. 80% of the world relies on this herbal medicine only. The WHO classified, that is World Health Organization, classified the herbal medicines into three. One is raw material, raw plant material, and processed material. The third one is medicinal product. In India, the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940 and Rules 1945. This is the regulatory provision even for the Ayush product. Okay, so clearly they have laid down in chapter 4A, and they have got different sections and chapters. 18 different sections are there, and schedule is it deals about the clinical trials of Ayush products, and schedule T deals about the manufacturing aspects of Ayush products. This, as a faculty, all of you know. So here you have got different markets. One is drugs and cosmetics. Second one is foods and nutraceuticals. You can submit a dossier to drugs and for drugs and cosmetics, foods and nutraceuticals, herbals and biologics, medical devices, to any of this market, domestic market, to an international market like an US market. Then comes your Canada and Australia. Then comes your Europe. Then comes your African country, and comes your rest of the world. So you can submit to any of this country your herbals, biologicals, foods, nutraceuticals, etc. As far as global herbal market is concerned, you have functional foods, herbal tea, phytochemicals, OTC medicines, nutraceuticals, flavors, culinary herbs, aromatherapy, etc. So next comes your you have got different product, as I said: aromatherapy, culinary herbs, herbal medicines, herbal products, herbal tea, etc., which falls in different category. So India understand about Ayush, whereas Malaysia knows it is Ayurveda. US call it as, that is Western country call it as herbal medicine. European and call it as herbs or organics. In some country it might be natural. So the terminology changes, some certification process changes. So in addition to the guidelines, you have to follow our own Bible or Quran or Bhagavad Gita, whatever may be the pharmacopoeia, Indian pharmacopoeia, British pharmacopoeia, USP, European pharmacopoeia, whatever the pharmacopoeia may be. For plant products, herbal products, you have to follow Ayush pharmacopoeia of India, National Formulary, etc. So next is I just want to the interface between the regulatory agency and the industry, and the quality, safety, efficacy product is must, and they have to file a dossier. How the dossier has to be filed? But first, what is the dossier? Okay, this is nothing but a complete set of document. Okay, this is a package of document. What is a package of document? This package of document is technical as well as non-technical document. So when you want to submit a license, okay, you have to submit both your product license as well as manufacturing license, the GMP plant license, whatever, both area, that is administrative information, your sales certificate, your certificate of analysis, your COPP, all the certificate along with technical document. The technical document is your quality, safety, efficacy document you have to submit. So this is like your collection of data, collection of documents. So collection of document, a package of document is called as a dossier. So registration dossier is, so a person is driving, he knows how to drive a car, but when he wants to drive a car on a road, he has to register his vehicle as well as he has to register on his phone for license. So both the thing has to be registered under some registration body. Okay, like this, you have got a technical data as well as non-technical data, but the drug has to come to the market. So in order the drug has to come to the market, you have to go for some registration procedure. The registration is you are going to register the collection of document to your regulatory authority. In case of USA, you are going to submit a new drug application. In case of Europe Union, you are going to submit a marketing authorization application. In India, you are going to submit a marketing authorization application. So no RA, no dossier is prepared. So no registration. So you don't have sale at all. So RA is very important. It is that's why it's playing a vital role in the industry nowadays. So most of the students are getting placed in RA only. So the application form, okay. So when you want to submit a license, as I said, you have to submit a license for industry, okay. So here you cannot submit a license just like that. So Indian license is different from international license. Like this, the application form is also different. For example, a candidate has finished a B.Pharm and he wants to go for an M.Pharm. So the either in a government university or a private university or a college or a pharmacy school. Okay, the variation is like this. One A college will ask for a name of the student, and the B university will ask for a name of the candidate or the applicant. Then birth date, date of birth or place of birth, age in years, gender male or female, sex MRF, race, of which country are you a citizen, nationality. So degree uptime, degree earned, year of passing, year of completion. Even though it mimics same, but the way of asking the question is different from A to B. So the person is going to apply for M.Pharmacy only, but one university asks for this application and another college asks for that application. So the application format is different. So when you are applying for a marketing approval for a USA or India, the application format is different. Okay. So here comes a beautiful quote. Okay. So the one quote cannot fit for all. That is, one is big, big, and one is thin, and one is his height is too high, and another one is a short person. Okay. So as all we in pharma industry also, we say that one dose size will not fit for all individuals. So we will go for a different sizes. Okay, like this one code will not fit for all. So here one application will not fit for all regulatory agency. The creation of dossier is same, but the thing is the data you have to fit into different application form in different way. That's what I just want to say. But you have created a dossier. Okay, the dossier you can fit into any application. That's what I want to say here. So the application, as I said to you people, that is USA, the investigational new drug application for new chemical entities, abbreviated new drug application for generic products, and biological license application for biologics. So the herbal products falls in first three category: IND, NDA, ANDA. Then if it is biologic along with herbal combination, they have to go for biologic license application. So Canada, they call this as a new drug submission. So they don't call as a new drug application, they call it as a new drug submission. In Europe Union, it is called as marketing authorization application. India also called as marketing authorization application. Here you have to submit application form through Sugam portal. Through Sugam portal, India, you have to submit the dossier. As our mobile phone has got different application, so all the country regulatory agency has also got different application name. Okay, it differs from country to country. So when anybody wants to file a API, that is a active pharmaceutical ingredient file. Okay, as all of us know that the coin has got two sides. Like this, the filing has got two parts. One is the open part, next one is the closed part. Okay, so the open part, you won't let everything as open. You won't disclose all the information about the API. you will superficially you will tell what it is there, what is a process, okay, what is a formulation, okay, what is a dosage form, what is a strength, all these things you will disclose information, okay, but in the closed part, which can be reviewed or examined by the regulatory agency only. So there you have to include the mainly for the herbal drugs I'm talking about here, the impurity profile, test procedures for impurity profile, generated impurity, and how the process is carried out, how the process scheme, synthetic route, what is the reaction, what is the use of the each reactant, and how much time, what is the temperature, what is the pressure, what are the impurities, whether it is a specified, unspecified, potential, identified, or unidentified. Below 0.1% can be ignored, but that is more than 0.1% has to be characterized. The impurity is below 0.1%, you can ignore simply, but 0.1% above has to be characterized properly. And apart from the impurity profile, you have to keep analytical method validation, that is accuracy, precision, specificity, linearity, range, LOQ, limit of quantification, limit of deduction, etc. So the stability profile, assay specifying analytical method, that is, if the product is not having the assay, you have to do the assay, validate it, and then you have to keep the assay procedure there. So these are very important, that is stability, analytical method validation, impurity, as far as when you are filing an API, active pharmaceutical ingredient, that is any herbals, okay. Then comes your quality control data. Here, your quality control data, you all know that the quality control and quality assurance sometimes work together. Sometimes they have a separate department in the pharma industry. So mostly for herbal drugs, these are all the things which can be notified, that is physical, chemical, biological, organoleptic, botanical, your macroscopic information, microscopic information, extraction value, ash value, fluorescent analysis, toxicology data, pharmacological data, aflatoxin, and pesticide, all these quality parameters has to be notified there. Then comes your stability. For API, you call it as retest period, whereas for the product, you call it as shelf life period. Okay, you can do long time stability, real time stability, accelerated stability, intermediate stability, according to the WHO, US FDA, EMEA, any guidelines, whatever the type of product, based on the type of product, you have to follow the guidelines. And the guidelines are given in Q1, and you have got 6 separate guidelines, stability guidelines, to test the stability of the herbal products. And since the India falls under zone 4, we have to go for hot humid condition. So we are 30 degrees Celsius plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius, 65%, that is 70% is intermediate one that we need to follow, that particular temperature and humidity for stability studies. And the challenges which is based on the herbal drugs are standardization of raw material, that is standardization for the active ingredient according to geographical location, GAMP, standardization of the active ingredient according to season of collection, then standardization of the drying process, that is whether you are going to dry the herbals in sun, shed, or hot air, what is the solvents, that is hydroalcohol, alcohol, or water, whatever it may be. Then standardization of the process of extraction, SOX-led, hot extraction or cold extraction. Then come through the standardization of process, the formulation development process, whether according to GMP guidelines, standardization of excipients according to the GMP, whether the limits of additives you have used are within the range, the colors, preservatives are approved one, it is not banded one. Is your efficacy data, that is your proof of concept. I hope the slides are visible. Proof of concept, in silico studies, in vitro studies, in vivo study, clinical trial data, safety, animal study. All this efficacy data you have to follow either GLP. If you are doing in a lab, in vitro analysis, you have to follow the good laboratory practice. Whereas if you are doing in a human being, you have to follow good clinical practice. So all these data are also required. This is the next challenge for the herbal formulation scientist. Next is your regulatory and marketing agency. So India, they will follow your AYUSH guidelines, whereas FSSAI guidelines also followed for food supplement, nutraceuticals, etc. So sometimes efficacy study is required, sometimes efficacy study is not required. In US, it may be GRAS, that is generally recognized as safe, and ODI, that is old dietary ingredient, that is October 15th, I hope so, 1994. Before that, whatever in the list, it is called as old dietary ingredient. And after that, it is 3 ages, 3 generation drug, you don't need any safety efficacy data according to USA. Whereas if it is a newer one, you have it requires safety efficacy data. That's the main part. Okay. Then UK and Europe Union, the safety efficacy data is required. Then for finished product filing, if it is a single formulation, that is Tulasi, already it is proven drug. So not much clinical data is required. Whereas if it is a polyherbal formulation, clinical data is must. And the polyherbal formulation, you have to the herb interaction, herb excipient interaction, that is must. The testing is must. Okay. So if you are going for example, if you're going for an ordinary drink, the data data is not much required. The risk quality or stability data is not much required. Whereas if it is an energy or vitamin drink, you should have a proven data. You should have the clinical data for that. Okay. So largest company always focus on quality. They want to maintain the quality. They want to maintain their standard. So they all will go for a test and then they will go for a submission procedure. They will not deviate from any rules or any regulations. So they all will focus on the quality. So this quality product is so important. It is a major basic parameter and also a very important parameter for a largest company. So they look after the quality along with the safety efficacy profile. So they don't want the logo to go down. So the quality is so important. They will take care of all aspects of regulatory focus, like quality, safety, efficacy aspects. Okay. So mainly for this herbal products, they have to test for allergens or pesticides and also aflatoxin. That is for Aspergillus flavus and Aspergillus parasiticus. These 2 species, that is Aspergillus molds. These 2 Aspergillus molds, they have to test. And also the Europe Union, they have listed nearly 24 categories of pesticides. So you have to, the herbal product should be free from, that is totally free from 0% free from this 24 category of pesticide. Okay, so they have to get a NABL certification before going for submission of dossier. So NABL certificate should be attached. That is the pesticide-free formulation certificate to be attached along with the other documents when you're going for filing a dossier to Europe Union as well as other regulated market. So any batch, whatever the batch you are manufacturing in your premises, it has to be robust and reproducible. The pilot batch or lab batch which we have done in R&D setup, that has to be taken to your next optimization batch in a production department as well as for the commercial batch. So minimum 1/10 of commercial batch or according to the mission capacity, it has been processed in the production department, and it has to be validated for 3 times. You have to get a reproducible and accurate result, and the results should not deviate. Okay, major deviation should not be there. Otherwise, you have to go back to the lab scale. Then you have to scale up the process. So while you are scaling up the thing, the validation batch, 3 times validation batch is must for the herbal products. The results, they should not deviate. The quality assurance department as well as quality control department, manufacturing people, production department, all work together. They will concentrate mainly on the product will not deviate from the expected results, and only they can satisfy the regulatory agency. So that is the main thing for the finished product filing. So if it is a single formulation, that is early known herb, like 3 ages known herb, you don't require much data, whereas if it is a new herbal formulation, polyherbal formulation, the data is must. Okay, so in case of API, you have to go for an open close part. That is, when you are submitting a drug master file or an active substance master file, you require an open part as well as a closed part. Something you will disclose the information, some information you won't disclose. Okay. In case of finished product filing, if it is a polyherbal formulation, you require herb excipient interaction, impurity profile data, stability data, all liver data to be validated, clinical data, safety data, all data has to be must when you are filing a dossier. So this is what I have told. Efficacy, quality, safety data is important. Standardization is most important parameter for herbal drugs. So everybody will look after this data. So this is what which require most herbal drugs are multi-component for drugs. So the SOP is so tough to develop and also to validate. So, but you have to develop the SOP, then only you can submit to the regulatory agency. This is the vision and mission of Indian CDSUO. It is to safeguard, enhance the public health by assuring safety, efficacy, and quality of products, drugs, cosmetics, herbals, and medical devices. Vision is to protect and promote the public health in India. So, so far we have seen what is how you have to prepare the data, the quality data, safety data, efficacy data you have to prepare. How to go for a submission? Okay, so the regulatory submission is so tough. It's not an easy process. It is toughest process. Okay, so it is so tough. Sometimes you have to submit in dual language. Sometimes English language is enough. Okay, some summary product characteristics data is required. Some technical knowledge is required, and scientific knowledge, technical knowledge is required, along with the regulatory intelligence and computer knowledge while you are submitting a dossier. So professional skill and knowledge is required when you are submitting a regulatory dossier. So if you have prepared a poor quality dossier, it will end up with a long time assessment. The review process it takes long time. You have not organized your data according to the module, and the data will be rejected. So the company will definitely will question you. Okay, so it's not an easy. You have to pay money when you are submitting a dossier, when you are submitting an application form. Okay, so poor quality dossier will end up with rejection of your approval process and long time assessment process. So be careful when you are preparing a dossier. Then the benefits is when you prepare a dossier, which is easy for your review, and if it is a well organized and complete data, then the regulatory submission procedure and review process is easy, and you can get a marketing approval quick. And usual procedure in any regulatory agency according to ICH-M4 guidelines, that is CTD guidelines. This is your Times New Roman 12 font size, and you have to leave left-hand margin. You have to go for binding. Pagination should be proper, and font size is very important. And any acronym or abbreviation you have used, even if you have entered one comma instead of full stop, that will go for a review procedure. That will go for a rejection of your data. So you will have to be very careful, whatever the case may be. Semicolon. Technical data, you just comma, full stop I'm talking about, but technical data, you just think of. So technical data has to be reviewed by quality persons, regulatory persons, then only they have to submit. So here, when a student has finished, okay, 12th standard, for example, he'll have this type of certification along with like mark sheet, community certificate, transfer certificate, passport size photograph, extracurricular activities, co-curricular activities, degree certificate, professional certificate. All these certificate he has to carry along with his a degree certificate when he appear for a MPharm like a interview. Okay, when you want to get a MPharm administration, he has to appear for, along with the certificate, he has to appear. So how he will carry the documents? He will carry the documents in a paper folder or a plastic folder or some ring folder, anything, any folder he may carry all these documents in an arranged manner, in an alphabetical manner or a chronological arrangement according to the date. Any order he can follow to carry the document. Like this, the the dossier, you have prepared a quality, safety, efficacy data. How you have to carry the dossier to your regulatory agency? How you have to carry? You have to carry through CTD format, eCTD format, ACTD format, country-specific registration dossier format. So these are all few formats which you have to follow. So what is CTD? Okay, so the regulatory environment is very stringent. You cannot violate the rules and regulations. This is a quote I just want to say in between. So here comes your contents of dossier. That is your administrative documents, technical information, non-technical information, labeling documents. These are the few contents of the dossier which you have to submit. And the thing is arranged like module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, module 5, like this. Okay, so module 1 is your administrative information, your GMP certificate, COA, certificate of analysis, COPP, certificate of pharmaceutical product, pre-sale certificate about your carton, packaging leaflet, packaging information, blister picture, anything, SMPC, whatever may be the administrative information. Then comes your common technical quality. Module 2 is your summary of quality, safety, efficacy data. You have to give summary of all these things. Third is your quality, and fourth is your safety data, and fifth is your efficacy data. So fourth is your non-clinical data, that is in vitro animal study data, in silico data you have to keep. Fifth is your clinical data, human study you have to keep. The physicochemical data, whatever you are doing in the lab, has to be submitted in the module 3. First is administrative information. Second is your summary of quality, safety, efficacy. Third is your quality data, physicochemical parameters. Fourth is your non-clinical data, that is animal study. And fifth is your clinical data, human study. And usually I used to connect this picture. That is, since it's a faculty group, I am just connecting CTD. Okay, CTD is a format. CTD is nothing but a common technical document. Common technical document. Common technical document you have to submit. So the application, if it is differs, we are very we face some creation of dossier is tough. So there is a common template which is framed by the ICH. Okay. So this common technical document is your CTD. What does this document says? Okay, this is a single format for all countries. This is a paper document. You have to go for binding as a book. This is a well-structured format, and this format only will be accepted by industry as well as the regulatory agency. Through this format only, you are going to link the industry as well as the regulatory agency, like CDSCO or US FDA, whatever the regulatory agency may be. The pharma industry is going to give the message, that is through CTD to RA, that this drug is going to get approval in the market. Okay. Next comes your what is a CTD? This is a harmonized format, as I said, which is developed by the ICH, and the ICH, the developing country, you know that Europe, Japan, USA are the developing country. It is a standardized format through which you have to submit your application form. So this, as I said, you know, we have got 5 fingers, 5 senses. Like this, it has been arranged in 5 modules. The what I have explained to you early, like module 1 is administrative information. Module 2 is your quality overall summary. Module 3 is your quality, and module 4 is non-clinical data. And module 5 is your clinical data. Like this, you have to arrange your data, then only you can submit to your regulatory agency. So here comes next, that is CTD is your paper document, common technical document, that is the application format through which you are going to submit your compiled data to your regulatory agency. Now comes electronic, EEE, online version. So electronic is, that is paper format is converted into an electronic format. By clicking one, okay, you can submit the dossier from here to USA. So you can submit from here itself. It's not that you have to transport a bulk of paper, okay, so to your another agency. Here you can see. So 5 modules, you have got 5 bunches of papers. Okay, now it is converted into 5 CD players. Okay, so like this, you have to format the data either in the JPG or PDF or XML format, whatever the format which the regulatory agency asks for, you have to format that one, then you have to submit. So paper is now converted into an electronic format, which we call it as eCTD, electronic submission. Now the paper has been turned up to electronic submission. So electronic submission is easy. So no bunches of paper. So it is submitted in XML format, and you don't have the searchability. That is, you want to search, you can put Control F, then you can search the data. The reviewer comes from different area, microbiology, biochemistry, pharmacology. So many reviewers will be there, which they'll review the document. So here, if they click for quality document, for example, module 3, if I want to review, okay, so I can easily jump up to module 3. So searchability and faster review is possible, and better version is possible in case of electronic when comparative to paper format. Between this paper format and electronic format, you have got another format, that is NIS format. This is non-electronic eCTD submission procedure. Now, few countries are following this non-eCTD submission. That is, they have to attach the electronic document and submit. This is not sending a CD or submission through portal. This is just to attach. This is non-eCTD version. Okay, so CTD is your paper version, and eCTD is totally electronic, and non-CTD is between these two, like regulated market, semi-regulated market, non-regulated market. Like this, you have got this eCTD, non-CTD NIS format. So this 3 format only you have to submit. So this is how the XML backbone will look after when a regulatory person works. M1, M2, M3, M4, M5 module, you have to fit the data accordingly. So now India falls under Asian country. So we are following this Asian Common Technical Dossier, eCTD format. Here we don't have 5 modules. Instead of that, we have parts. Here the summary part is not there, except that all other parts like administrative, quality, safety, efficacy data, you have to submit to Asian Common Technical Document. The Asian consists of nearly 10 countries like Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, etc. So according to Asian Common Technical Documents, you have to submit the dossier. Then comes your, now you have prepared the document, then you have submitted through eCTD format or CTD format to your regulatory authority. Now you have submitted totally. Okay, now the evaluation comes. So if it will, I said it will be evaluated by so many number of persons from CDER, CBR, ER, or whatever the case may be, Central Drug Evaluation Research, Central Biological Evaluation Research. So there are 12 offices in the US FDA. So suppose if you are submitting for US, okay, anybody will come and review based on the which category you are submitting. Okay, so they'll give 4 types of letter. One is approval letter. The dossier is approved. Okay, so you can go for marketing. Approvable letter. There are some few deficiency like comma, some mistake you might have done in the process. Okay, so that is approvable letter. Something you have to satisfy, and you can go for approval letter. Not approvable letter is few tests has to be done, or you might have done some real-time stability study. You have not done an accelerated stability study, long-time stability study. They will ask you to do some study or some data. They will ask you to do in either clinical in human beings, in another population. Then you have to submit the data. Then you will get approval. Totally, the data will be rejected because they have not satisfied with any of your data. So these are all the 4 things which you can get from the regulatory agency. And the regulatory framework, whoever has studied the regulatory, they'll go for a core regulatory or non-core regulatory. Core regulatory is they have to know about the quality, safety, efficacy data, which data has to be fit into which format. Whereas core regulatory is non-technical knowledge or computer knowledge. I have shown an XML backbone sheet where they have to fit the data in M1 or M2, just to fit the data. Fitting of data doesn't require any technical knowledge, whereas technical knowledge is real technical knowledge is required in a core regulatory. So those who want to acquire knowledge in regulatory, they have to go for a core regulatory rather than a non-core regulatory agency. So the opportunities are in industry we have Daba Pharmaceuticals, Zandu Pharmaceuticals, Himalaya Drugs and Pharmaceuticals, Citadel Ayurvedic Pharmacy, German remedies. All these industries, most of them they are concentrating on herbal products, and State Agriculture University or institute in case of academics and research institute and government sector, they work together. They have a connection with these two. Even though the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, they are not exactly research institute, they are research institute, they will also come under some government organization. So they have a link. These two last two components have 3 and 4, they are interlinked with each other. State Forest Department, Botanical Survey of India, National Medicinal Board, and Indian Council of Forest Research. So when you are pioneer in your herbal dossier preparation submission, there are many opportunities from this area, and the few useful websites for this regulatory is you can do your RAPS course, or TOPRA, the Organization for Professional in Regulatory Affairs, and CAPRA, the Canadian Association of Professional in Regulatory Affairs, and few certificate courses you can do in Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management, Nagpur. And the recap of my presentation is what is a regulatory affair, and what is a dossier, and what is a registration dossier, what are the contents of dossier, and what is a CTD, what is a eCTD, and what is a eCTD, how you have to prepare, and how you have to submit, how you'll get a marketing approval for all these things. So dossier, registration dossier, then CTD, eCTD, eCTD, with quality, safety, efficacy data. Regulatory measures should benefit the society. Herbals are respectable key of life. I just want to end my presentation with quote: speed is calculated as miles per hour, but life is calculated as miles per hour. Increase per smile, get extra mileage to life. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the given opportunity.
Madam, thank you very much, madam, for your valuable lecturer. Actually, it is like looking like some practical approach rather than the theoretical approach morely, because this context we may not find in the many of the textbooks also. Thank you for your pleasant lecture, madam. Dear participants, and if you have any queries, the madam is ready there for you to answer you. Please, if you have any queries, you can ask me. And a small note, dear participants, tomorrow is the last day for the faculty development program, and tomorrow's session will be start sharply by 9:30 a.m. itself. All of you, please note of it. And the same regular link what we are using, the same link will be there for tomorrow's session also. And tomorrow is the last FDP program, and followed by valedictory. So all are requested to join in the tomorrow's link by 9:30 itself. Karnashri madam, can you give any small quotes?
Thank you, Krishnan. Madam, thank you very much, Dr. Sabha, madam. Thank you for accepting our invitation and being a resource person in this faculty development program. Your lecture was like a complete open book on the dossier and how to prepare it, how to submit it. You explained it very clearly, madam. And I would like to remember Mother Teresa today because it is her birth anniversary today. And what she taught is to share love as, and she can be considered as a great teacher also. Being teachers in this pharmacy field, we all should learn many things from Mother Teresa. And sharing is the first thing we have to know. As teachers, only if we share our knowledge, then only it will live forever. So that is what Madam Sabha has done today. Whatever she has, the knowledge she shared, and I hope all the participants will use this knowledge in their careers. Thank you, madam. Thank you for your presence. And we are privileged to have you in our FTP, madam. If there are any questions, participants, please share your questions at the chat box also.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm thankful to Dr. Prayer also because she has only helpful to me.
If there is no queries, we can leave the session and we will join by tomorrow 9:30 a.m. Dear participants, if you have any queries, please unmute yourself and you can explore your the things. Kanashri madam, can we leave?
Yes, Prashant, if there are no questions, we'll conclude the session.
Yeah, then I think the
Once again, madam, thank you once again.
we are wind upping the session for the today, and tomorrow please all of you join by 9:30 a.m. Thank you for your active participation in this FTP to make it a grand success, and all are requested to join for tomorrow validatory also. So tomorrow we are going to end the FTP program, which was started from the 22nd August to the 27th of August. Thank you one and all for your active participation. Thank you for the today's speaker, Sabha madam, for giving a wonderful lecture regarding the dossier from the starting point to the till end of until the patent also. Thank you very much, madam, for giving you a privilege.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the given opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
It's a great privilege for the KVSI Siddhartha College of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Madam. We have such a great speaker from.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Madam, we are leaving the session, madam. I'm ending the program.
Yes, sir. I'm just leaving. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.